Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week and another brand new episode of Unfiltered Waters. And this week, we welcome back two-time Paralympic silver medalist from Paris last year, shark attack survivor, Ali Truwit. And Ali was on the podcast before she qualified for Paris. She was on the podcast right after she qualified for Paris last year. And oh my goodness, it was a special treat to see how much she's evolved, grown, what she's built since then. She had just started her Stronger Than You Think foundation when Missy and I spoke with her last year. Now that foundation has raised over $100,000 in funds. She's been able to give young girls prosthetic legs. She's been able to promote water safety. She's been able to inspire thousands of people. And she actually was in Nashville because she was premiering her Stronger Than You Think documentary at the Nashville Film Festival. And so Missy, Hayes, Todd, and I got the invite, and it was a miraculous, inspiring, tear-jerking documentary and just truly capturing her journey from the point of the shark attack in Turks and Caicos, which I found out this stat. I believe there has been only 2 shark attacks since 1749 in Turks and Caicos, and Ali's attack was one of them. And just to hear those stats and to hear that story again, she truly embodies her foundation being stronger than you think. And I actually then had the very challenge of running with her. She completed a marathon with her mom 10 days before the attack 2 years ago. And now will be running the New York City Marathon with her mom, with her family, with her prosthetic for the first time. And I gotta say, the girl is quick. I was huffing and puffing and we only did 4 miles together. But I mean, Ali shares so much about her journey to Paris. We talk about what it was like competing at Paris, some ups and some downs for sure that she'll share. And now just like the crazy year she's had. I mean, she was modeled as SI swimsuit model. She's been to big award shows. She's met some incredible people. She's spoken in front of large groups. And she's just having fun with it and loving her new role of impact and inspiring so many to be stronger than they think. So you guys will really enjoy this conversation. So without further ado, please enjoy Ali Truwit. Not going to let you go yet. One ask before you watch Ali Truwit, if you have not subscribed on YouTube in particular, hit that little finger on that little black button, hit subscribe. It helps us more than you know. So you've hit it. Thank you. Now enjoy Ali Truwit. Have you ever uttered the words, "Man, I slept so bad last night"? And I think every human being on the planet, no matter what your age, has said that at one point in their life. And that's really where dream recovery comes in. I know that when I have a bad night's sleep, I feel lethargic. I don't want to do anything. I'm not motivated. I get in fights with my husband and friends, and you're just not productive and you're not the best version of yourself. So dream recovery really, really helps combat that. It doesn't matter where your issue lies. They pretty much have the bases covered. So if you're struggling and you feel like you're looking at too much screen time and too much blue light before you go to bed, pop on their blue light blocking glasses. They've got the night times, they've got the day times. If you're feeling like you're a mouth breather or you're snoring or you're waking up with a dry mouth, guess what? They've got the mouth tape. I've talked a bunch about Dream Tape Plus. This is their regular Dream Tape that I'm holding up right now. If you're listening, hop on Instagram or hop on their website. And then, of course, they've got their Dream Strips, which is those vertical strips in case you're nervous to try. They've got nasal strips now, which helps open your nasal cavity up to 33%. So whether you're running, working out, trying to sleep at night, it helps a ton. Popping that thing on and actually being able to get full oxygen. They've got pillowcases, they've got sleep masks. So wherever your problem may lie, I promise you that Dream Recovery can solve it. So of course, UW Squad, you know the drill. We've got that code for you. It's Unfiltered 30 for 30% off your order. So Make sure that you do not wake up again saying, I had a really bad night's sleep. Wake up feeling your best, ready to unleash your potential. What's up, Unfiltered Waters family? I'm just popping in post-workout here to share my experience with taking IM8's Daily Ultimate Essentials Supplement. It has 92 essential nutrients. I can't say enough positive things. Better sleep for sure, more energy, sharper mental performance, as well as a healthier gut. And don't take my word for it, it's been founded and created by Mayo Clinic experts as well as NASA, co-founded by David Beckham. And it's also NSF certified, which means it's been third-party tested. So swimmers, athletes, you're guaranteed that is completely clean and safe to take. And I have to say, I think the biggest impact for me has been I've been able to do this consistently because I pop it in here, I shake it up. Whether I'm on the go, whether I'm on the plane, whether I'm in the pool, it's really, really easy for me to take and make sure that I'm consistent. I've noticed a huge difference in my energy levels as well as my recovery. So you know the drill, Unfiltered Waters family. Do code UNFILTERED for 10% off your order. Drink up. Ali Truwit, welcome back to Unfiltered Waters.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
I know. I was just telling you, I feel like the in-person is just 100x better than
so
virtually.
Nice. Yeah, it's so nice.
I feel like it's been quite a year since we spoke. It was probably I think a month before the Paralympics,
yes,
right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know where to start. I feel like the best place to start is why you're here in Nashville.
Yes, I'm so excited. My documentary, also named Stronger Than You Think, is premiering this Sunday at the Nashville Film Festival. And I'm really, really excited for it. I think also it's so special because to be here in Nashville, Sophie, who was my college teammate who was in the attack with me and saved my life, is born and raised in Nashville. And so it just feels, yes. And so her whole family's coming and they have some friends coming. And it feels so just beautifully unique and special to have this moment where her hometown can see, her heroicism firsthand at this premiere. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, I cannot wait. I was just asking about your red carpet look and that has to be so surreal. All these people are coming to hear your story. Has that sunk in at all yet?
A little bit. I'll have these moments. Last night I was with my mom and I was it's so a new thing for me to be on a big screen like that, watching it. But I am really excited about, the opportunity to take something bad that happened to me and use it for good and spread hope and hopefully instill in others the belief that they can rise back up after life, knocks them down. I think if I'm in a position that I can spread that message, that's a gift. So I'm excited for that. And I hope people walk away feeling stronger than they think.
I am fully prepared to come out of there and be I can do anything. I'm going to run through a wall. The tag, I don't know if it's called a tagline, but kind of the subtitle is Finding Triumph in Trauma. Tell me about how you guys picked that.
Yeah. We really were talking a lot about, my journey has been an effort to turn trauma and tragedy into hope. Yeah. And a lot of times when you're in the thick of it, it feels like you cannot see the other side. And through realizing that I am so much stronger than I thought I was, I am continuing to show myself that it is possible to turn trauma and tragedy into hope, to find the beauty and the joy in life again after hardship and challenge. And so they really go hand in hand. And, it's a message I've learned and a message I'm excited to keep spreading and doing everything I can to hopefully have other people believe it for themselves too.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. I want to, before we talk all things marathon and how we're fish out of water and all those things, I want to talk about Paris. Yeah. And I want to start, I read this piece and I don't think people who haven't gone through what you've gone through in terms of undergoing a shark attack, what the after effects are. You talked about walking on the pool deck for the first time, seeing the underwater cameras and what that did to you, which I found fascinating and also gut-wrenching. Can you share that?
Yes. So when I was at the Paralympics, just watching the first night of finals, I noticed that I was feeling really uneasy. And I realized it was because basically the underwater TV camera in the Olympics and Paralympics for swimmers is basically this big black large object that moves underneath you and chases you as you're swimming as fast as you can. Yeah. And for me, that was, in shallow blue water, evoked like the exact shark attack conditions. And so I had like a bodily reaction to that camera moving underneath me. It felt like it was like a shark, basically.
Oh my God.
And just the layers of like sprinting during it as well, right? Like you're in a race, and it was really gut wrenching for me too. Like I felt like it had already been such a tall order to make the Paralympics a year after a shark attack and an amputation, and I felt so proud to be there, so excited. I had worked so hard to perform, the best I could for my country. And then to be in a space where now I was focused on kind of trying to overcome like a panic attack and the flashbacks and just that trauma response of like my chest tightening, and like I would get like tears in my goggles. Like it was very traumatic to almost like relive a lot of those same conditions. Just felt really frustrating. Like I had worked so hard to get to that point, and now instead of getting to dive in and like get the fruits of those labor and really just like focus on competing, I was focusing on like how to calm myself down and like stay stable in the water with something that felt like a shark underneath me. So it was a moment that, again, I think I'm really grateful that the documentary captured, because it is this message of like, you can be one day crying in your hotel bed at a very low point, reliving one of the most traumatic experiences of your life, and the next day on a Paralympic podium. Like we can, both of those can happen. It doesn't need to to achieve one, it doesn't have to be this linear straight path where things get smooth, and you can hit all of those road bumps and hiccups and get back up and surprise yourself. And also a moment where I really leaned on the support around me. And I had over 50 friends and family who took...
So special.
Yeah, it was so special. They took time to be in Paris for my races. And, I leaned on them then. Like being able to look out and look up at them in the stands and know they were there and calm myself through that. And being able to kind of like process and cry with my mom and feel upset that I was in that situation. And also, my family has a ton of cute little... baby cousins, and they instantly put a smile on my face to just see videos and photos of them. So they sent all of those, and we were just making like at least just helping me smile. And that support really helped me. Like I am not pleased with the situation I'm in. It's pretty devastating to now have to kind of overcome this when I've already felt like I had to overcome so much. But I'm going to get back up. I'm here. I'm going to do the best I can to use the tools I have and the support to continue to fight for the best performance possible.
Yeah, that's incredible. I brought that up because I feel like the feeling is so relatable. Of you feel like you've come so far, you've done all the work, you're like, yes. And then you have this moment where you're like, wait, I just feel like I backslid.
Right.
And it's so crushing, because you just feel like for a second you failed, when that's, like you said, it's not the case. It's just gonna happen. Did you realize what was happening when it was happening? Did you know it was instantly related to that? Or are you just like, wait, like what's going on in my body?
I felt it in my body first, and pretty quickly after I was like, that's why. But
Yeah.
at first I was like, whoa, why do I like feel? And then I looked in the pool and noticed like that is the exact. And then I did practice with the camera underneath me. And even then again, like had that same kind of bodily trauma response. And so then I was like, I know why it's completely triggering to me, and kind of like a recreation of those same attack conditions. But I felt it like in my chest first, and I was like, I'm uneasy. And then I was like, I'm staring at basically what feels like what the attack felt like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, you just said it. You kind of leaned on your family, your cute cousins. Right before we hopped on here, you told me about the ready room and how you get ready. And I think it's adorable, and also kind of like a power play with your competitors. Like you're sitting there chilling, I'm not going to say it, but like talk to me about what you do in the ready room and how you get ready for winning 2 silver medals.
Yes, I am a candy fiend. I love candy. And so in the ready room, I eat mini Starbursts. I feel like they're the perfect little, like, first of all, from the nutritionist perspective, I mean, I don't have that advice to give, but they're quick, easy, digestible carb.
100%. Yeah.
Low sugar, but also they like instantly put a smile on my face. And I feel like it can be such a pressure-filled situation to be sitting in a silent ready room. And I listen to music, but to have just like a little joy and a piece of candy just helps me keep things like easy and calm and loose as much as I can. So if you see me in a ready room, I'm with a bag of mini Starbursts in hand.
Are you particular about the colors?
I usually try to get the like pink and red bag.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say yellow, like, I don't know if I can be friends. Like,
red flag.
It's a red flag.
The contrast was so funny of like the ready room. Like, you're at the Paralympics. It's a serious situation.
Yes.
And it happened at European Champs where, you know, the other people in the ready room are very focused on their races and doing push-ups and warm-ups. And I do like get my body ready too, but it's a funny contrast to be like sitting in the chair eating candy while someone is like getting ready to race. So
yeah,
I think they probably took notice too, but it helped me. It worked, and I adhere to what works, and it helped me get to a good result. So we'll take it. It was cool. Paris did such a amazing job.
They really did.
The Paralympics, like, and the Olympics, but to walk out to an arena of 20,000 fans and lights, and like that was the biggest crowd I had ever performed in front of, which is nerve-wracking, but also so cool. Like, I remember before Hunter backstroke, I was like, and I want this to go well. I'm going to do everything in my power to make it go well. But like, what a treat to walk out to something like this. Like, when in my life do I get to like walk out to a sold out, you know, arena of fans watching me compete, and I get to do it with a flag on my cap and thank all of the everyday American heroes who saved my life. And so it's a really cool, I thought Paris did such a great job.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I saw the Olympics and then I saw pictures and video of the Paralympics. Like, to see that, just, you know, such credit, tip your hat to the Jessica Longs and the people that have paved the way to make it a sold out stadium. And I think it's so incredible you were actually able to have that moment of gratitude in that high pressure situation. Cause I'll tell you, I did not ever do that just because it's so hard. Like, when did you have the strongest moment of that?
Yeah, I think, honestly, for me, I am someone who typically prefers to work in silence. Like, I like to set my own goals. My family talks a lot about intrinsic motivation, wanting it for yourself. And so I just like to kind of silently work towards my goals. Like, my coach knows, but I'm not going to go kind of share it with a lot of people. And if I get it, great. And if I don't, like, it's okay, but I'll keep working. But the nature of going for the Paralympics meant that I couldn't do that. Like, people knew my story. People knew what I was going for. I was in the middle of recovery and delaying my job. And so I had to let people in on my goal. And that was a level of external pressure that I had not felt before. And I had to learn how to navigate it. And I did a few things. And one of the things that helped me navigate was kind of the idea that, like, on one hand, I am so focused on my performance and I want to throw everything I have at it. And it is a gift and an honor to be representing my country. And I know people want that. Everyone wants that spot. And it's a gift that I have it. And so I am going to fight for the best performance possible. I want to bring home, it's our job to bring home medals. And at the same time, can I hit the pause button and feel so proud of how far I've come? Like, I felt like I had won by making it to the Paralympics a year after a shark attack and amputation. And I didn't want to cloud that with, like, am I going to medal or not? And if I haven't, you know, if I don't, then this whole thing, right? Like, so I really made a concerted effort to pause and say, in the daily pursuit of this goal, I have grown. My recovery has been expedited tenfold. I have showed myself what I am capable of in ways I would have never predicted. And there is so much success in the journey there, which I know it's like cliche to look at, like, right, like the journey there is the real reward. But I work to, like, kind of think of that too and remind myself of that to quell the nerves from all this new external pressure. And so the same happened with kind of that last night of, like, it's my last night. My body's tired. This is a lot. You're out from a shark attack and amputation, and it is pressure. And at the same time, how cool is it that this is where I am and that this is the pressure I'm feeling and this is what I get to walk out and do? And so really, like, balancing those moments helps me, like, navigate the pressure that I feel.
Yeah, like what's on our wall downstairs, like, pressure is a privilege, and actually viewing it that way. I feel like when people jump onto the scene, everything happens really fast. And this happened to me when I was 15. There is that feeling of imposter syndrome, like, what's my identity? How is it tied up in everything? Did you experience that? Or because of what you experienced with the shark attack, did that not come into play?
Like, as in, like, how am I at the Paralympics?
No, just like in kind of the imposter syndrome of, like, I go from
I'm in a year, like you weren't planning on going to the Paralympics.
Totally, yes.
You
Yeah.
burst on the scene. Everybody knows your name.
Yeah, yeah.
You're talking to Tom Cruise on the
Yeah,
phone. Like
yeah,
all
no,
these things are
definitely.
happening.
Yes.
What is your mind doing, and how are you attaching your identity to that moving forward?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, like even when people are like, can I get a photo or something? I'm like, with me? Like I like kind of, it's still very new to understand that. So that definitely it's been completely new and very cool and fun. But I think for me, my focus has stayed on, I mean, first of all, like a lot of people have told me like, this is hard. Like it is really hard. And so if there are fun, happy things that come from it, like enjoy those. Like we deserve to.
You deserve all of it.
Yeah. And so I think really trying to lean into that and away from like, I definitely have a lot of moments where I'm like, how is this where I am right now? Or like, what's happening? Like, it's so crazy. But I think, I've learned through this journey, like if there are eyes and attention on my story, I want to use it for good. I want to use it to help other people and to increase education and awareness and funding and representation. And so I think through all those experiences for me, I really am like, how lucky and cool that this is where I am, and what can I do to fundraise for my nonprofit? What can I do to represent people with disabilities, to show the world what people with disabilities are capable of? And so through all those opportunities, it's been so fun to kind of like, even though I experience it myself, try to kind of spread it and help other people too.
Yeah, that's such an amazing value. I feel like, to me, the giving back and serving others is one of the most fulfilling things that you can do. And so I would imagine it's kind of like your superpower where it takes away the on yourself energy, right? Like when I was swimming, I felt like I was selfish because I was so focused on the goal and accomplishing the medals and all of that. But because you have this inspiring message, it, I think, enriches your experience so much more. At least that's what I've seen from watching you, and it's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, like Simon Sinek's Start With Why.
Yeah.
That for me, I feel like a lot of what I'm doing right now, I'm like, I have such strong whys.
Yes.
And it does help. And my mom and I say this all the time, helping is healing. The work that I get to do with the nonprofit, the representation, being at the Paralympics, all of that to highlight, causes, to increase education, awareness, to change perceptions around disability, like all the help of I can take this bad thing and use it for good, that's so healing for me in my journey. And so again, with like, being able, like you said, to take kind of all of it off of me and think about that larger why, it helps with like the how am I here and what is happening?
Yeah. I feel like I told Gabby this in the last interview. I feel like every single athlete should not, I don't say forced, but should be thrust into doing some type of big volunteer work every year, or create a foundation, because it really does shift your perspective of gratitude and wow, like I'm so lucky to be able to do this. And then it takes away that, oh my gosh, like the identity thing and all of that.
Yes.
So I think that's like you're way ahead of the game with all of that.
We can bring them over to Stronger Than You Think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect segue. Let's talk about Stronger Than You Think. I virtually competed in your swimathon.
Yes, thank you.
I
That was
jumped
so
in a lake,
amazing.
got all dirty.
I got so many messages that were like, that's dedication.
I was like, there's no pool. What am I going to do? Is there a lake
That
somewhere?
was unbelievable. Like amazing.
So tell me about Stronger Than You Think Foundation, the swimathon. I mean, I feel like my number could be wrong here, but over 100,000 already raised for prosthetics. Tell me all about it.
Yes. So I knew early on in my recovery, the support for me was such a game changer. Like the support around me is what took me from the lowest low to the podium at the Paralympics.
Yeah.
And it was on their shoulders that I have recovered the way that I have, and that I continue to recover the way that I have. And I knew early on that it was such a game changer that I was like, I can't wait until I can pay this forward. What a gift. How lucky am I to have this? And I hope everyone can have this.
Yeah.
And so becoming an amputee, I was so shocked at how expensive prosthetics are and how little insurance covers relative to what's needed. And I felt like life as an amputee is hard enough that we shouldn't also have to be concerned with how to afford a part of our body that we need just to live. And I wanted to do something about it. And, prosthetics are tricky too, because they're like tools. We need different ones to do different things. So when I run, I need a running blade.
Yeah.
And so, the costs are overwhelming. Like it depends on the person and the case, but prosthetics can range from $10,000 to over $100,000.
$100,000. What makes the range so wide?
I think obviously like below knee or above
Right.
knee, whether you need the knee or what kind of prosthetic you want. Is it a running blade? Is it a cosmetic? Is it a high activity? The more functional activities you enjoy, you probably want some components that work a little bit more with your body.
Makes sense.
Because you don't have an ankle. So like imagine doing everything on like an ankle that's not working with you. It's pretty tricky. And so as much as you can help kind of with the componentry, it helps. And then, of course, like arms, prosthetic arms versus prosthetic legs, there's just different costs associated. I know with like arms and hands, there's like myoelectric components.
Right.
Where I think legs, I'm not totally sure, but I know they're further advanced, I believe, with the prosthetic arm. So the costs vary depending on what you're looking for and what you're trying to do. But those prosthetics are our way to reclaim mobility, our life loves, our careers, our joy, our independence. And so to have that financial barrier just felt like unfair.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to do something about it. And so, I knew that was going to be part of my work. And I looked at Stronger Than You Think, my nonprofit, and I say it supports the 3 pillars that saved my life and helped me rebuild it. So that's water safety. Swimming saved my life, and it saved Sophie's life when we swam from the shark back to the boat. And it saved my life in rebuilding it, too, with the Paralympics. The second pillar is the Paralympic movement. I really do believe that even in the pursuit of the goal, the Paralympic movement massively expedited my recovery. It helped me focus on all that I could still do and all that I, still had, rather than kind of wallowing in the other side of that. And it gave me so much strength and hope in that first year. And the third is funding for prosthetics for young women and girls. And we have had really exciting impact to date. So, we're hosting an annual swimathon, which you were so wonderful to participate in. And that raised over $100,000, which was just the happiest surprise. So amazing. And we have been able to give 11 prosthetics to young women and girls, and thousands of hours of, water safety training and swim lessons. And we have some exciting grants in the works with the Paralympic movement. And so I'm really excited about what we've been able to do, but there's so much more to be done and so many more applications we get of people that we want to help get back to their lives, their families, their careers. So it's incredibly motivating to continue doing everything I can to fundraise and to help these people. And we don't even have time on this podcast to talk about the recipients because I could talk for hours.
Oh my gosh.
They are amazing. Just incredible, incredible people with so much grace and grit and heart, and who we can look at and learn from. And also what a privilege to be able to help them get back to, I'll give you one, but Celeste is a 25-year-old quad amputee. Not even a year ago, she lost her limbs after septic and toxic shock from a standard medical procedure. And she is not even 8 months later back out on a pickleball court, back out gardening, back out as a pediatric speech pathologist, teaching all of our kids. And so it's just like a gift to be able to even, support them. And they are game changers and people who just have positive impact on the world. And so I am so focused on continuing to grow it. And it's a big reason also, it's like a lot of fuel for my marathon training too, is like at mile 21 when it hurts, I know I'm thinking of 7-year-old Talia, who we were able to give a prosthetic leg to. I'm thinking of Celeste. I'm thinking of all of our recipients and all of the recipients to come, because I've been able to see the impact that these prosthetics have.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, obviously everyone, but the kids, some of those videos and pictures
They're
just
so,
melt your heart.
Well, and she's so sweet too, Talia, because she, the pillars, it supports, Stronger Than You Think supports those 3 pillars, but the message is for everyone.
Yeah.
That we are all stronger than we think, that we have so much more in us than we think we do. I really believe we are sitting on wells of capacity that we don't know we have within us. And if we are able to even open just a little bit of our minds to it, we'll surprise ourselves.
Yeah.
And Talia is so sweet. She walks around and she's like, I love being stronger than I think. And I'm like, I love it too.
So cute.
So sweet. Yeah.
We talked about the marathon. We share that. We actually share a lot of things. I also have my silver medal is in the 400 free, like you. Yeah, I was like, we're twins. We both run the New York City Marathon. So I ran mine 2 years ago.
Okay.
So talk to me about marathon training, because it would be your second marathon.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. My first marathon I ran 10 days before the shark attack with my mom. And I remember when the shark attack happened, I thought I'm not going to run again. I didn't have a foot. Like, I knew nothing about what was coming. And even on the boat ride back from the attack, that's where my mind was, because I had just run this marathon. And I looked at the first responder on the boat, and I was like, I was trying to keep myself conscious, but I was like, well, like, at least I got my marathon in before this. And yeah, and he looked back at me and he was like, you're going to run another one. And it's such a powerful moment for me, because he didn't let the doubt live in my mind for a second. Like, I was not even back to shore. And he was like, you will run another one.
That gives me chills.
Right?
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
And it really is. Like, at that point, I didn't have the belief in myself. I didn't even know how I was going to walk. I mean, I didn't even know I was going to live at that point. But, you know, to now think about that dream has silently lived in my mind because he kept it alive on the boat. And
what's his name?
Matthew. Yes, he's gonna. He's been such a great support, and he got to meet my family a few months after, which was so special. Yes, and he's amazing, and one of the many American heroes who just stepped up and saved my life. And so, you know, when I got home from Paris, I got a prosthetic blade. And that is really helpful for running, because, again, without an ankle, it's pretty hard to kind of like, that's how you run.
Yeah, that's literally how you push off.
Yeah. So the blade helps a little bit, where like you can put energy in and it returns it. But there's a lot of nuances to navigate in marathon training with a prosthetic blade that are very different from marathon training on 2 feet. And so, you know, in many ways it's similar. Like, it takes the work, mental and physical, and it takes the recovery. And that was the same for the marathon I ran before and now. But there are a lot of nuances with the blade where, like I said, like, without an ankle, hills are really challenging, because especially on a hill, you're using your ability to kind of move your ankle to help. And so I find a lot of the pressure falls on my right leg on a hill. And even things like just like the level of the ground, if it's uneven, you're running out of alignment with the height of the blade.
Oh, okay.
Or like there's other tricky stuff, like basically you have no air exposure, because I'm not wearing it right now, but there's a gray liner that comes up to here. I'm wearing a cut short one. But what holds your leg on is this like liner, and it comes up to here.
Oh, does that dig in?
Well, it's okay. It's made of silicone, but there's no air exposure to the whole leg. So like when you sweat, like
you're probably dying.
It like slips off and rubs in there, and you have to kind of fix it. And so there's just all these kind of like things to learn to navigate. But it's been cool for me because, I mean, it's been frustrating, definitely. Like, so I will have to stop during the marathon and take the leg off and dry it all off so that the leg doesn't like slip off of me.
Wow.
Yes. And hopefully it doesn't slip off, but when you have all the, like when it's wet, like you run the risk. So that's frustrating, especially as like a competitive person.
Yeah, you're like, I'm
running
in the
like
zone right now.
Or my mile pace is now going to be like 5 minutes higher on that mile because I stopped to choose the leg.
Are you a this person where you rotate your wrist to look at your clock?
I have a Garmin now. But I'm like that. I'm trying to release it and be like, it's going to be such a victory to finish a marathon 2 years out from a shark attack and amputation. And I want to feel proud of that, like more than like, I don't have a time goal. I have a fundraising goal, and it's a big one.
Yeah. Can I ask what it is?
$100,000. Yes. We have a lot of people we want to help. I want to get more young women and girls running blades so that they can run.
Yeah.
Too. And we have a long list of applicants, and I want to be able to help. So, but it's nice because when things get tough for me in this training, which they have, and they've gotten frustrated, and it's so great to be able to come back to, like, first of all, the fact that I'm running right now is a gift. The fact that I can have a running blade, right? Like, not everyone can have that. And I want to give that to more people. And so, one, recognizing, like, I am so grateful that I can even be moving right now, that I'm doing something I thought I would never do again at one point, that I'm experiencing runner's high, which I thought I would never get to do, right? Like, I think the gifts within a hard moment of, like, and I'm running on something that not everyone can afford. And then that's the why, right? Of like, when my own, when I'm getting frustrated, when it's getting hard, I am knowing what a gift it is to have a blade and how much I want to let other young women and girls who want to run have that same experience. So it's a big motivator. And I was telling my mom the other day, because she was like, sometimes you check your phone like for a while on a run, like, are you texting me? Like, what are you doing? Because she's like, it makes me nervous that you like take your eyes off the road because I can't feel anything with the foot. And I was telling her that sometimes when it gets hard for me, I'll go pull up the fundraising page and check out our donations. Because it really does keep me going. Like, I want to do it for myself. I want to do it to show the world what people with disabilities are capable of, but I want to do it to fundraise. And so it's nice to be like, right here is why. And this is what we're going to be able to give and do and help someone give back to. So I'm excited for it. We're getting close. I did my 20-mile run.
I saw that.
Yeah, last weekend. And then we're going to do a run later.
We're going to do a run.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's, we'll be doing it in the park. I trained for both my marathons. So it's beautiful, but yeah.
Wait,
I
so
actually,
you did Nashville Marathon?
I did Nashville first.
And then New York.
And then New York. So I did Nashville first, which was like really a foolish move because it's
Hilly.
it's the hilliest.
Yeah.
So I
the hills
literally
are terrible.
You talk about like I put a lot of pressure on my IT band, so my knee like exploded at the final 5 miles, and I literally had to figure out how to just like basically I couldn't put weight on my right leg.
Oh my gosh.
So I just like kind of like I had to keep it straight.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh my
and
gosh.
so and like Todd even like put up the camera to video me, and then he put it back.
Yeah,
down.
he's like,
we don't
the
need
earlier clips.
We don't need to see that. And then similarly, I did New York my career ended because of pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in my lung, and so it was 6 months after, which to do like I'm a swimmer through and through, and I was like, no, I'm doing this solely to raise money for the National Blood Clot Alliance, to raise awareness, and so you really can tap into a different reserve when you're doing it for something bigger than yourself. So I totally get that and relate to that.
Yeah. That's amazing. 6 months.
I know. I was like, I finished it and I was like, I can't believe I committed to 2 marathons before I even did 1 marathon. So here we go again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm going to need to get your tips.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like obviously you've done one, but nutrition. I mean, the thing about New York that's so special, I feel like it's very similar to the Olympic and Paralympic movement, where it's one of the rare times where people from all over the world come together, and it's about just spirit and humanity and unity. And, like it's just, I genuinely feel like everyone on the planet should, if they don't feel like, they can run it, stand there and look around at all the people that do it. There's 50,000 people running for a reason, and everyone's story, like you almost wish you could hear everyone's story because it's moving, right? To be able to do that. Totally. So
we went 2 years ago, and I felt like all my friends we went to cheer, and all my friends left, and they're like, I'm doing it next year. Like it's so motivating.
So motivating.
Just watch everyone do it. And I remember after that too, I went and watched and cheered on a bunch of my friends, and it was like pretty soon after the attack.
Yeah.
And Sophie messaged, like we were talking, and she was like, I'm sure that was so fun to get to cheer on your friends. Was it hard for you to like see that right after something that you think you're not going to be able to do, which was so thoughtful and sweet? But it's so nice now. She's running the marathon with me.
I was going to ask.
My mom, my dad,
oh my
Hannah.
gosh.
Like I have a whole crew, childhood best friend, college friend. So it's really fun, but it's so special again, like even that to have with her too, of like all of us just getting back to kind of, right, like together. Like I do it with them by my side, and that's why it's possible. So I'm really excited to get to do it alongside all of my support and also with my mom, having run the 10 days before the attack.
Oh my gosh.
It's nice to be able to be like, oh, together we can do this again.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm going to be, I think we'll be there. So I'll be there screaming my head off for you. Yes.
I'm so excited.
Not going to, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do another one, but I love half marathons, but I will definitely be screaming my head off for you.
Okay, good.
So.
Yeah, we'll get you a good I feel like New York has some good hot dogs, maybe. Right?
Oh, they're like the hot dog mecca.
Okay, so you're going to,
I'm going to
keep seeing your hot dog videos. I'm like, I feel like New York is going to like deliver for you there.
Deliver.
Yeah.
Like I need to pop out like 8. Like I'm going to be sick to my stomach.
You're on a hot dog marathon while I run the marathon.
Exactly. I'll just eat my way through a marathon and you can run.
Allie's on mile 8 and I'm on hot dog 6.
Yes. Perfect. I feel like I want to talk about some of the crazy things that you've gotten to do. Like SI swimsuit, first of all, you looked like a freaking goddess.
Oh, thank you.
Sponsorship with Nike. Like talk about some of those experiences and some of your favorite parts.
Yeah. There have been some really cool experiences in the past year. It's been really cool. Like SI swimsuit was so fun. That team is amazing. What it enabled me to even just show myself and my growth. Like I started in a place where I asked my parents to give all my short skirts and shorts away to Goodwill. Like I was like, no one's ever going to see my prosthetic leg. I don't want it seen. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel beautiful. And to a year later, being like a tiny little bikini with like my prosthetic showing is a cool moment to reflect and be like, I have grown, and I've grown into who I am and learned to love myself and see beauty in this and strength in this body. And so that was special for me. And then it was such a special representation moment. The messages that I got I feel like now more than ever, I really understand if you can see it, you can be it. And the representation matters. It really matters. And there's not enough out there. And so to be able to be an amputee and a Paralympian in Sports Illustrated swimsuit, I was the second Paralympian and third amputee in the 60 plus years of the issue.
Crazy.
And I think that is, I'm so grateful, one, to be able to represent, and two, that like they prioritize that and act on it and understand the importance of it. And so that was honestly one of the most special moments, was my personal kind of being able to reflect and look at my own growth and notice it through that and feel so like beautiful in a prosthetic leg. And then also what it does, you know, I remember being in the hospital bed looking for hope of like, who could I be, right? Like whether that's a Paralympian or someone showing their prosthetic and feeling beautiful, I searched online. And so the thought that like now that could be that for someone else feels so special. And again, with Nike, like to be able to add more Paralympians to their, you know, roster of iconic athletes feels special. Like we want more representation. We want more Paralympians getting those sponsorships and those deals. And so I am, again, so grateful that I can add to those numbers and increase, you know, that representation there. So those moments, again, like just so cool to think about what a gift that I have the opportunity. And, you know, in doing so can increase the representation, the education, the awareness. So they have been like, it's been really cool. SI Swim was so fun. And then the Miami Swim Week runway was also so cool.
How did you prepare for your like walk?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like
I was nervous because a prosthetic is like, I'll tell you a funny story. So at Miami Swim Week, basically they put the runway over a pool.
Oh, that's mean.
Right. Well, thankfully it was anchored. But yeah, if you fall in, you're in the water, you know. But I don't think anyone who's like probably not on a prosthetic isn't too worried about falling in. But
I still would be.
Maybe, yeah. but I was at like the kind of like pool day party before the night of the runway walk, and I'm like meeting new people. And I was actually talking to Kelsey and Joey from The Bachelor.
Oh, yes.
And my back is kind of turned towards the pool, and they're just starting to lay down. They've just put the runway down for the day of, so we hadn't seen it. My family's at the party. And so I'm talking with them, and all of a sudden Joey's in like kind of attention shifts, and I'm like, oh, maybe he just got bored. Like, I don't know, whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but like there's a man on the runway back there behind you, like walking the runway of the pool. And so I turn around, it's my dad. And I'm like, I have two choices. One is I'm like, oh my God, who's that random man on the runway?
What a weirdo.
I was like, or I own up and say it's my dad. But he was sweetly like worried that it wasn't anchored. Like he was like, if it's floating on the pool, it's going to be a little tricky on a boat. You can't feel. So he was, that's how I prepped, was my dad tested the runway out.
Oh, that's so cute.
Which I didn't even think of. I was like, it's so sweet of him to think of.
Was that what was he doing that on purpose to test it out?
He was worried for me. Yeah. He was like, I just want to make sure it's like anchored down for you. Which was so sweet because I looked at it and I didn't think once about
it's fine.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. But we have video of him walking it. He walked so I could run. You know what I mean?
I love that.
No, but it was good. It was really, really fun. And it was cool that it was on the 2-year mark of the amputation. Well, at that point it was later, but on my birthday and in the city where I had life-saving surgery. So it was just a cool kind of like full circle get to take that day back moment.
Yeah.
But it's fun. And like, they have so many suits. Like it's like a dream. You walk in and it's just like
stop. And do you get to take whatever you want?
They do like fittings with you. They have like amazing stylists, and they do fittings with you to pick like which suits you like. Okay. And then sometimes at the end of the shoots they let you keep a few of them, which is fun.
Love that. Yeah. That's so much fun.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. Were you more nervous before the final at the Paralympics or before walking out from Miami Fashion Week?
I don't even know. That's a toss-up. It's close. It's a whole new realm, you know?
Right.
I'm like, I am still learning how to do all that. So I was definitely nervous for that too.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, and then it's like, what does your face look like when you hit the end of the runway? Like, I feel like you're like me where it's just like, I'm just going to smile. Like, I'm not going to look like serious,
but
you know?
people do good like faces.
Yeah.
Like, I got to
like
learn
blue steel vibes. And I'm like, I feel like I just look angry.
Yeah. You're really sad. You're like, yeah.
Like, is she okay? Like, is she? So I just go with I'm joyful and I'm happy.
Perfect.
I am so excited to be recording this ad because our endless pool in our home is officially done. We have done all the landscaping around it. Everything looks incredible. And you guys, I cannot tell you enough how happy we are with it. So Hayes and I made the decision to buy an endless pool and have it put in our backyard. We, of course, both love the water. We want it to be a big part of our family life. And we thought, what better way to have access to the pool every single day than having one in our own backyard? So for those of you guys that don't know, Endless Pool, it's a smaller pool, but it has a current in it. So you can set the current to any time, any speed that you want, and you can still essentially swim laps against the current. And you can also turn the current off and just use it as a normal pool. We have been in it every single night after dinner. Caitlin refuses to get out of it. And it's just so amazing knowing that whenever we want to swim, we literally just get to walk outside and hop in our pool. So we are so happy with this. It's one of the best things we've done for ourselves and for our home. We all love being back in the water again. We've got an incredible discount for you guys. You can go to endlesspools.com/unfiltered for $1,000 off. But their website is also a great place to learn more about all the different products they offer to see if Endless Pools is right for you and your family.
So I want to talk a little bit more about LA 28. And I wasn't, at first I was like, I wonder if she is moving forward with other things or if it like a home Paralympics.
Yes.
Like, so what does training look like? I know you're taking this year to do the marathon and all those things, but what will training look like getting back in for the next quad?
Yeah, so I'm taking off this year from competing to focus on the marathon and focus on running, and then probably like end of this year, early next year, I'll get back in and start seriously training and getting back into competition again. So right now, like, you know, I'm in the pool, but I'm not like doing serious training. And I'm excited for it. I love swimming. So, I mean, obviously sometimes it gets hard with practice and everything, like it's grueling and a lot, but I love being in the water. So I'm looking forward to getting back in. But yeah, right now I'm focusing on the marathon. I think for me, being able to be in Paris and see the French support for the French athletes,
It was insane.
like
It was insane.
And then you're like, okay, now we're gonna get this in LA, and that is the coolest thing. Like, I just think a home games is gonna be so special, so fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm excited to get back in the swing of things. You know, because it was a year, I went to the meets I had to go to be able to qualify, but I'm excited. Like, there's cool locations, and so I think it's going to be fun to be able to kind of do more of the competitions and continue being a part of the Paralympic movement and representing, and then LA, you know, I'm eyes on making the team for LA 2028. I think a home games, like you said, is just going to be the coolest thing. So I am so excited.
It's going to be the coolest thing. I mean, just like even seeing like where certain sports are going to be and how they're building up the city. Like, I don't even think any of us are truly ready for how incredible it's going to be.
And I just saw Starbucks did you?
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I saw that, which I'm kind of like, that's good. You know, McDonald's is great, I guess. But the fact that McDonald's is in the Village as like a main place to eat.
Oh, I didn't see that, really.
Maybe I'm old and that's not the case anymore, which is a great thing. But I don't know. Like, that's not the mark of like eating fries and a McDouble. It doesn't seem like fuel to swim your fastest.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Yeah. The Starbucks will be good fuel.
Starbucks will be perfect. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to move into, actually, no, we didn't talk about this last time and I was so sad. Right. Can we talk more about Truwit's treats?
Yes.
And how you do it and how you find the time to do it and your favorite thing to make.
Okay. So Truwit's Treats is my baking account on Instagram. I started a baking business in recovery from the shark attack and amputation. I have always loved baking. And after the shark attack and amputation, it just became like I could get in the kitchen and kind of escape. Like, I didn't think about doctor's appointments or how I was going to walk or all the pain. I just thought about the cake I was making. And so it was like this beautiful escape for me. My parents started to joke because they were like on the really bad days, like I was in the kitchen, like we'd come home from the doctor and I'm just in the kitchen. Like, it was just like no questions asked.
It's like flour everywhere.
Yeah. My dad says I'm like the baker on the Muppets who, like, do you know?
Yes.
He's like, you get powdered sugar in places I didn't know powdered sugar could even land. Like, it's in the crevice on the ceiling. Like, but it's also nice because when I finish baking, I'm like, Dad, my leg hurts. Like, I can't clean up.
Oh my God.
So he's like, I think you get joy out of it. Like, I think when you're like in pain or sad, it like brings you a little joy to be like, Dad, can you clean that
You're
up?
like,
Yeah, I'm like,
your
I need
cleanup
to rest
crew.
my leg.
Yeah.
But it just became such a like, just a like haven where I could kind of just get in the kitchen and bake and think about what I was making. And then we had all these treats like laying around, and my family was like, we love you, but like we are eating.
Yeah, we're gonna gain 100 pounds.
Baked goods. Yeah. They're like, get it out. So I started bringing it to my doctor's appointments and giving it to my doctors and my nurses or my swim coach or anyone who was kind of like my physical therapist. I would just take it as like a thank you for helping me rebuild my life right now. I made you some cupcakes. And so it became like also a really fun way to say like thank you to all these people who were helping me so much. So then I started this little baking business, and it was actually really fun. We would get orders, and I really love making cakes. I think decorating, like designing really fun cakes is really, really fun. It's funny because I actually don't think I'm that good at art, but like on cakes, it's really fun for me.
Huh.
I don't know. But I love it, and I love like there's a lot of room to experiment with different like cake flavors on different layers or different frosting flavors or fillings. Like there's so many opportunities to just kind of mix what you're putting into it. So I really like that. And then my famous one that everyone loves is like my take on a kitchen sink cookie. So it's got like potato chips and pretzels and chocolate and caramel, and that's a fan favorite that I go for a lot too. But I was doing it so much. I got benched before the Paralympics because my coach was like,
your coach benched you?
I know. I was like, do you know what you're taking away from me? But he was like, you could do seated baking, which is like,
that's
like,
fair.
That's a hard thing to do though. Seated baking.
You need a sous chef.
Yeah, you need a sous chef. But he was like, it's too much time on your legs. Cause I do stand there for like hours.
True. Okay.
But in the start, it was a cool way to train me to wear a prosthetic because it hurts. Like it's suctioning, it's new pressures. And so it was a way to like take the attention off the fact that I was learning how to stand in a prosthetic.
Oh, that's so smart.
It worked for recovery too, to like help me get into a prosthetic without like really thinking about that it hurt or anything because I was focused on the baking. But yeah, then recently I haven't been doing it as much. And
why? You've had nothing on your schedule.
Exactly. Too much free time for it. No, but I just got back in, and now I'm like starting to get the bug again. Where I'm like, I want to bake everything. I was coming here. I was like, I wish I could have baked something.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'll just have to put it in order for the kitchen sink cookies. So good. Oh my gosh. I feel like that's something that you just did it, but then it had a new meaning. Like,
yes.
You should open like your own bakery for people who just are amputees and they can just bake.
Like a little kitchen come bake. Yeah, that could be fun. I like that.
Yeah. What is something that I feel like, when people they don't walk a mile in someone's shoes, they haven't experienced it. There's things that you just can't even understand.
Yeah.
What's something that people who aren't amputees don't realize is so hard about having a prosthetic?
I think there's a few things. The first thing I would say is when I was learning to use a prosthetic, you have to train your brain to trust a part of your body that you can't feel.
Can you imagine?
Which is crazy. So you have to basically like, you can't feel your foot. And so you go to take a step and your brain thinks there's nothing there. And you have to train your brain and override your natural protective mechanisms that are pulling you back from taking the step because you think nothing's there, to do it anyway and to take the step and to learn that a foot's there. So I spent like hours at physical therapy where they would just kick my prosthetic and be like, I would stand there and go, I'm safe, my foot's on the ground, I'm safe, my foot's on the ground, so that I could train myself to understand something was there. So at the start, that's something that's like, you're constantly kind of learning, like there's something here but I can't feel it. I can't feel the ground. I can't feel if I step on a pebble. Like, I mean, I like slip a little, but like I don't know it with the foot. I can't grip with my foot for balance. So there's a lot of like that at the start. And then I would say like, there is a lot of thought on the daily, like about what goes into it, right? So like your leg shrinks as you use it because it's like in this compact space. And like
compression kind of. Okay.
And so you have to add like socks into the inside to fill the gap because otherwise your leg is like moving around in there. And so there's stuff like that. Like I have to bring prosthetic socks everywhere I go. I have to think about what liner I'm wearing or if I need to add a sock or how long we're walking or certain shoes. And so there's a lot of like thought about that kind of stuff. And then the other thing I would say, I have heard from a lot of other amputees, and I have experienced it myself. I think the staring is really hard. And I think people maybe don't realize it, and I know they haven't seen it before maybe, or whatever it may be, but I think that my experience as an amputee, like I have never before gone through my day noticing who's looking at me. And it's not like a quick glance. Sometimes it is a quick glance. Sometimes it's like a full, like, stop,
like
obvious,
up,
hard
down.
stare at the leg. And you're like, okay, it's not like even just a little, like, you know, it's like a moment. And I think that's hard and hurtful. And it makes you it's easy to feel insecure when you're going through your day feeling like you're being stared at a lot. And I think people don't realize it and probably don't mean it to feel that way.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, one, it's why the representation matters, because the more we can normalize it and see it, the less of the hard staring, you know, we'll get. But I think it is a message of like, it's hard to be stared at, and it's just sometimes even like hearing that it hurts, or hearing, you know, remind someone maybe that like that's what they're doing or how it feels.
Yeah.
But I think on the daily experience, when my prosthetic leg shows, I am cognizant of how much staring it gets.
So it's almost always kind of in the back of your mind throughout the day.
Yeah.
Or in the front of your mind when it's...
And like, it's just crazy because I'm like, before the amputation, did not go through trying to see if someone was staring, right?
Yeah.
Or like even thinking about it.
No,
and
it
now
wasn't,
I'm
yeah.
like, that person stared. And I think sometimes that can be pretty hard. I try to tell myself that like, the longer they stare at me and my leg, the less they're going to stare at the next amputee they see.
Yeah, that's...
Which I don't know if it's true, but it helps me because I'm like, okay, like as a whole, this is helping. But I think that's something maybe people would be surprised maybe to know that it happens quite often, and it definitely is hurtful and hard.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you said that, because I think it's something that people probably don't even think about. Like they're curious, maybe they haven't seen it before, and they're like, oh, what's, you know, but not realizing like how that's making you feel, and you can see it even if maybe you're not like looking directly at them. You can feel their gaze, and that's really hurtful. Like I can't imagine having to deal with that, because I'm sure you want to be like, do you want to take a picture?
Exactly.
You know? But like, that's not your personality. You wouldn't do that. But like, I feel like I would, if I was with you, I would want to be like, hello.
No, my mom will do like, I just keep moving. She will like stare back. Like I'm like, let's go to the car. And she's like, hold on. And like,
stares back.
Yeah.
I mean, people they need a little shake sometimes, you know? So.
Yes. But I mean, I don't know. Another thing I think people would be surprised to learn is, or maybe I think through the Paralympics, what I love about Paralympics too is it really is working to change the perception of disability.
Yeah.
Right? Like people watch Paralympics and it shows how much people with disabilities can do. Yeah. And I think that's so important. I think it's easy maybe for some people to look and think something that isn't the case and isn't the reality, and that in reality people with disabilities can do so much.
Yeah.
And you know, our nonprofit just supported a woman who hiked Mount Kilimanjaro on a prosthetic.
What?
Right?
Which is like 100 times more impressive than anyone doing it with both legs.
Exactly.
Like,
so I think that's a cool, you know, flip side of it, right? Is things like the Paralympic movement continuing to change that perception, continuing to, I don't know, when you look at someone with a prosthetic, to understand what they are capable of.
Yeah.
And change that perception and that notion.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Just for the record, if I ever look at you, I'm like, her legs are so beautiful. Like, she looks so good. Like, that's what I try to do, if like not the same at all. But if you feel someone, I think you're like, I feel like I'm just like, oh, they think I'm cute.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably not what they're saying, you kind of try to like think that. And I mean, I feel like whenever I look at someone who has a prosthetic or, you know, is in a wheelchair, it's like, wow, like they're so able-bodied. They're so strong, like for going through what they're going through. So maybe some people are dumb, but
no, totally.
But I think there are people that are probably looking at you like, damn, like I can't believe she is crushing life and running a marathon, you know, all those things.
Well, I like when I go like running in New York City, like it's a prosthetic blade. It doesn't even look like another leg. Like it's very obvious. And it's really like what helps me is sometimes they'll like give a thumbs up or like a little and then you're like, okay, now I feel a little better about it, because I'm like, oh, you're like encouraging me, not just like,
just gazing at you. Yes,
but,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into some fun power play questions.
Okay.
So, biggest pet peeve.
Biggest pet peeve. When people base their decisions on what other people are doing.
Do you have a prime example of that?
Like, I don't know why, but it irks me so much if I'm like if you were like, I'm having a dinner party, and then I like someone else is finding out if someone else is going to decide if they're going. Like that stuff, I'm like, be you, go support, go do what you, I don't know, like that for me, I'm like, so that's a big pet peeve, I feel like. Also, this is unrelated, but when I'm stuck behind a slow walker, which is a basic one, but I have no patience for that.
That's insane that you said that, because Missy and I did we did like the newlywed challenge of who knows who better, and that was hers.
Really?
Yes, biggest pet peeve, slow walkers.
It's so funny. Also, I'm like, I feel like I generally like throughout my day, I'm like not that like, I don't know. But
you're not
behind
like
a slow walker, I'm like, I'm gonna explode. Like,
I'm like, how are you taking this? Like, how are you that casual about where you're trying to go? Yeah. Although those people could be like, where's the fire? You know?
Exactly.
I agree. Okay. Biggest moment in the last year where you've been starstruck?
Oh my gosh, I live in an eternal state of starstruck. Like this last year, I'm like, where am I in my house? Like Tom Cruise was crazy.
That was insane. Wait, take a moment to like, I can't even, like, was your brain like, what?
It was so, I mean, yes. And like, he was so wonderful. He called me before the competition to say like, you worked so hard, you've gotten so far, like feel so proud. And which was the perfect message that I needed to hear. And then to get to go to set, like it was so cool. That was like, I was like, how is this again where I am right now? Yeah. But I feel like honestly, like so much of what I've done, like even in Sports Illustrated swimsuit, like alongside Alona Mar and all these incredible, like I was just like, these are all people that I like think are so amazing that I'm just getting to like hang out with. So that was cool too.
Yeah. I had a feeling that you might highlight Tom Cruise as the main one. That one's pretty wild.
There's a lot. Yeah.
What set did you get to see him filming? Like actually filming a scene?
Yes, it was very cool. He brought me on set, which was really nice. And we bonded over, like, you know, he does all his own stunts. So he does have a lot of, like, athletic training and recovery work that needs to happen. So it was cool to, like, talk about the athlete side with him, which was really fun. But, no, there are so many, honestly. Like, one of my speeches, I got to meet Kerry Washington. I feel like there's I'm like, just eternal state of how am I, like, this is so cool to speak to these people and learn from them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then they're probably saying the same thing about you. I talked to Sarah and she had met you at the event and like she heard your story and everything. So people are starstruck by you too. Okay. Favorite way to celebrate when something good happens?
Favorite way to celebrate? With family and friends. Kind of doing anything. And then I also love cheese balls. So probably they're good for bad moods. They're also good for celebration.
Okay, I like it. Starburst in the ready room.
Yeah,
cheese balls.
Candy and cheese balls. That's like my go-to.
Emoji you use the most?
Emoji I use the most. I use a lot. Now I like need to see them. Oh, I love the guy with the cowboy hat.
That's perfect for
I just
Nashville.
put it for everything. Yeah, it is for Nashville. Yeah, but like anything. Like I'm like, I'll be there in a sec. Like it's just
Mine is like the little like cry, like he has like the big black eyes and it's like the little crying, like kind of like emotional.
That's a good one.
That's so nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What is one show that you can rewatch for eternity?
The Office. I love funny TV shows.
Yes.
So like really any funny one, but The Office is a good one.
There's a new one that is like a spin-off of it. What's it called? It just launched, I think, on Peacock, but it's supposed to be like almost a carbon copy of The Office, but they're kind of owning it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll find the name of it.
Yeah, that's going to be a good new show for me. I'll take it.
I know. I need a new binge show because like The Office, I can recite every single episode, but I need like some new blood in there. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
I don't know. I don't think I have
anything overseas
answers there. I don't know that I've eaten anything
weird.
Stick to the safe stuff.
Yeah,
candy and cheese balls.
Yeah, perfect.
Too many. Well, I don't know. What's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
I was in Singapore and I had like this like jellyfish.
Wow.
Like it was like cuisine. Like it was supposed to be good. I don't know if it was.
It was supposed to be good.
It was supposed to be good. It was okay. It was a little chewy, but like I had to kind of fake it because they were bringing it to us. And
so
you
ate jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you put on like a award-winning performance that you.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I smiled. When in doubt, smile. When is the last time that you cried?
Last time that I cried. Oh my gosh. Every time I talk about Sophie and what she's done for me, I get emotional. Like I can tell my own, and it's hard, but I'm okay. Yeah. The second I think about what Sophie's been through and done for me, I get emotional. So that was probably the last time that I cried because with the documentary and everything, I've been talking about it a little bit more and thinking about it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to meet her because she'll be there, obviously.
She's like the perfect human. Like, she's so amazing. Oh, I love her. She's incredible. I'm excited for you to meet her.
Yes.
And she's also like, this is a long answer now, but I sold my book. So I'm writing my book this year, and you have like a year to write it and then a year to publish it. And in the book, I was just reflecting on like, I feel like I am drawn to people who smile a lot. Like, I love
great
smiles.
quality.
And and Sophie, you'll meet her and you're like, she's the most radiant, beautiful smile. And it just like spreads warmth where she goes. So I'm excited. You'll see. She's amazing.
Oh, I can't wait. Wait, pause on the book. First off, congrats.
Thank you.
How has that experience been? Because I know it was cathartic for me.
It was. I know. I'm excited. I know. I feel like I need to do a second version and learn from you. But early on, I tried some therapists, and it wasn't where I was finding the most healing at the time. And my mom is a therapist. I think therapy is great. At that time in my healing, it wasn't feeling like a fit. And so my mom was like, well, we need to process it somehow. And so find what feels like it's working for you. If it's not talking to someone, is it writing? Is it reading? What are we doing to kind of get through some of this? And I knew I needed to do that. So I started writing. And so every day I would write about what I was learning, whether that was like my first time taking the train on a process, like literally everything. Yes. And so I had all this stuff that I had written about my recovery, about my emotions, about going to the first Paralympic meet and what it felt like. And people were telling me that my words were helping them and healing. And so that feels like a gift and an honor. And so I was like, maybe I could or should write a book. And so I really used narrative therapy to help myself heal. It's been cool because that was my first kind of like in those early days moment. And now it's healing all over again, to reprocess, to dive deeper into some of those moments, to be like, what did that feel like? What did that make, to ask questions around what was my brother doing when my family got the call? Like, just a lot of healing of like things that are still, I'm 2 years in, like I still have to process.
You're still fresh.
Yeah. So it's been hard and challenging in these first few chapters to relive a lot of that, but also another layer of healing that's been great. And it's been so awesome to, like, it's a choice how I view a lot of it. And to be able to look back and write about the strength that Sophie and I showed that day in the ocean, like two females saving themselves.
Yeah.
And
gives me chills again. You're giving me chills
right?
all over
I know,
the place.
but it's cool to look back and be like, to really like reflect on that too, and give yourself credit for that, and realize like how much that took. It's a like, not change the narrative, because I've already kind of tried to do that, but it's empowering and nice in that way to write too, and look at it that way. So it's new. It's a new thing for me, but it's been healing and good and also hard at the same time. But I'm excited for it, and we're 4 chapters in, so
nice.
Chapter 5 due at the end of this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because I felt like depending on where I was in my career, Todd, my husband, could kind of knew. Like one day I'd be like so like happy and ecstatic, and the next day I'd be like depressed and down. He'd be like, "Are you in 2009? Oh, now you're in 2010." You know, like because you really like to write and to speak what you went through, like you really embody it and go there. And so I don't think people who haven't written a book realize like how much you have to get back into that headspace. So I imagine during, I don't know how you're taking it in the narrative, but in some of those really intense parts, it must be really, really heart-wrenching to go there.
If the film festival hadn't come and I hadn't started talking all about Sophie, the last time I cried would have been chapter 1 and 2, reliving those, because like I came home from New York City, because I live in New York City and my parents are in Connecticut, and I came home and I was like, I turned to my mom and I was like, I just need you to sit on the couch next to me while I write. Like, I just need I don't know why I need it, but I just need you to sit here while I write. I need someone there. I need like comfort near me. Because you really dive in. But I'm excited that it, hopefully has good impact, and I'm grateful for my own healing journey to be able to really process it and write about it. And it's going to be a cool mix between kind of obviously like the storytelling of what happened, but also the psychological tools that I use that I didn't even know I was using at the time to help me recover, to help me survive. So
Yeah.
it's been so far it's been good, but it's a completely new space for me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, which is kind of cool. Like it to learn, it's a new skill. Like I'm like, I give novelists such credit because being able to say how you feel is one thing, but having to like articulate it in
Right.
words is a whole different
Yes.
ballgame.
Yeah.
What, and I'm like going off on a tangent, but like what do you think the number one psychological tool you used to save your life was? You and Sophie.
Number one. I don't know what the number. I feel like we used quite a lot of them. I used a lot of grounding techniques, and like the crazy thing is, at the time, I didn't know.
It's just
that's what-
instinctual.
Yeah. But I did use a lot of grounding techniques. I used a lot of mantras. I used box breathing. I feel like I used so many. And then through recovery, I feel like I used like a lot of radical acceptance. I feel like I don't know if gratitude's a tool, but it's definitely helped me.
Yeah.
I think the big one that my mom has taught me that's helped the most in recovery is this concept of holding the dialectic. The two opposite things can be true at once.
Right.
Like you can be ridden with grief and sadness and loss and trauma and all of it, and at the same time you can feel hopeful and joyful and grateful for what you do have. And like even in the moments where like I'm like, well, I'm feeling this way, but I'm also feeling this way, like it's okay for those to coexist. They can coexist. Just because I'm feeling this way, it doesn't mean I can't feel that way too. And that's been so helpful to just live kind of in that middle space a little bit more rather than feeling like it has to be one or the other. I feel like throughout this whole recovery, like reminding myself that has been so helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a great reminder to everyone, because if you're a black and white person, you want to put every emotion and thing into a box, and that can just be infuriating, because then you're like, wait, I'm very confused now. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to ask you so many more questions, but we're running out of time. Let's go into our final 3 questions that we ask all of our guests. So we asked you this last time, so we're very curious to see if this changes. So what is a moment or memory outside the sport of swimming that's brought you the most amount of joy?
Okay, my answer for this is still going to say the same probably. I mean, I think I gave this answer, but you tell me. When I am spending time with my family, I just laugh my family is so funny. And so I feel like going home, I always get so excited because I'm like, I just like so enjoy the time I spend with my family.
Yeah. I mean, just meeting your mom, like if anyone's like, if your whole family's like your mom, I feel like they are a blast. I feel like they have a good time.
Yes.
All right, same question, a moment or memory inside the sport of swimming that's brought you the most joy.
Brought me the most joy. Well, now the most joy, I think I'm going to take a broader answer, but highlight. Okay. I think that for me, the most joy from swimming comes from being part of a team. And I actually grew up on a club team, and so I swam more like for individual races, and to be able to go to college and swim with a team there and learn so much from those girls and get to, fight for races for a team and represent something larger than myself. And then again at the Paralympics.
Yeah.
I, last time we spoke, didn't know what that was going to feel like to be able to compete for Team USA. And again, like to be able to compete for a team, to be able to contribute to something larger than yourself is just such a cool, special, joyful thing. So I feel like, and like, I will never forget getting to stand on the podium and watch the American flag be raised. Like that is just
special.
Yeah. So I feel like those moments of joy in the sport for me are like even silly fun in practice, but when you're part of a team and focused on the team aspect of the sport, that's when I have the most joy.
Yeah. It's so like the village and your roommates, like those are the memories that I cherish the most.
Wait, you're making me think of, this is not super related, but last year you guys asked me my dream date.
Yeah.
And I said picnic, which is a good date.
I love you're bringing this back. Okay.
I have thought about it since I was asked it. And I was like, what? Like, that cannot be my answer. Like, it is. I'm not mad about it. But like, no.
You're like potential suitors out there. It's so not picnic. All these men are like taking you to picnics and you're like, this sucks.
I love them straight. No. No, I like literally have thought about it so many times. I'll be like brushing my hair. I'm like, what is my dream date?
Okay, let's set the record straight.
Yeah, not to ask myself the question, but okay, here's my dream date. Okay, there's like some scenarios that just have to work, but it's my dream. So, okay.
Perfect.
So we are in some home and then
What kind of home?
someone's home, like one of our homes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. And we walk to a farmer's market.
Cute.
And we pick up all these yummy goodies from the farmer's market. And then we walk back from the farmer's market. On the way, we stop at, there's magically this like incredible candy store there. So we stock up on candy.
Obviously.
Then we get home and we cook our dinner from the farmer's market goodies. And then we take it outside in a backyard. This home has a backyard. And we stare at a sunset while we eat the dinner we just made. And then we get to enjoy our candy.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
It was a lot of
because that's
fun.
not a picnic. That's like
It's not. It's like
not
we
at all.
created it. We went to
Yeah.
the farmer's market. We got a walk-in. We got a candy store. There's a whole, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. You know, little glass of wine, or
Right.
you're cooking, like you're
Sunset,
cheersing, golden
like
hour,
right.
Beautiful pics.
Exactly.
I love that. That is way better than the picnic.
Well, I've thought about it for a year. So.
Great. What are you making? Like what type of food are you getting?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I've thought about this too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like
Is there any questions on here that we may revisit another year?
you were like, we asked you this last year, and I was like, is she gonna ask about the picnic?
Like waiting, you're
I'm
like, don't
ready.
end the interview. I need to answer this. Thank you for stopping me. Wait. Okay, yes. Tell me the meal.
Well, I've thought about it. Okay. I'll be honest, and this is like kind of a not fan favorite answer, but I'm not the hugest pizza fan. I'm gluten free, so it kind of contributes to it.
That's hard.
But I feel like making pizza is really fun.
So fun.
Right?
So fun.
Like that could be a fun one if I was just like, I'm gonna enjoy making it. We'll get some gluten-free dough. It won't be the best thing ever, but I'll have fun making it.
Yes.
That's really fun. And if not, I feel like a nice like fish roasted veggies kind of situation would
That's
be
a
good.
vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Are you dating anyone right now?
Yes.
And is this why you're setting the record
We
straight?
actually have, take notes.
You're like, do you see this? Do you see this?
I spelled it out for you. Yeah.
I will make this a clip and you can tag him and be like, here, honey. Perfect. What, do I get a name?
Marley.
Marley.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Will I get to meet him on Sunday?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yay.
yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, now you know my dream date.
Now
That
I
he
know-
hasn't taken me on, so.
He has not taken you on yet.
No. But we have done a farmer's market and a candy store, so we kind of.
You step
not all
1
in
and 2.
one.
You just need
Right,
3
we
and
just
4.
put it together. and-
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Last question. What is a word that motivates you or inspires you or just serves as a reminder of who you want to be on the daily?
What did I say to this last year? Now I'm curious. Do you know?
The kintsugi. Kintsugi.
Yeah. I love that one.
I know.
I'm never going to beat that one.
I mean, that one is, I would say that one we've done 90 episodes. I would say that one is the one with the most layers to it. Like it's just so.
I'll
like,
take that.
Yeah.
That needs a ribbon on the wall.
It does. You know, I'd be like, I actually, I've thought about that, like us putting all the
people's
words
words.
around. Like it just would be so
Yeah.
powerful to see 90 people's words that mean so much to
Yeah.
them. But yeah, I mean, kintsugi is like, I don't know how you're.
I
It's
know, I
kintsugi or
can't
kintsugi?
It's kintsugi.
Yeah.
I love that word. I think about that so much.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Share for
Should
people
I
who
get
maybe
in-
didn't see your episode, but that's dumb if you haven't. Go see Ali's
go
episode.
check it
episode
out.
One.
Where I talk about kintsugi.
Yeah, but
At a picnic.
share like what the word is and what it means to you.
Yeah, so it basically is, I believe it's a Japanese art form where they kind of break ceramics and they put it back together with like gold. Gold. I'm
Is it
blanking on the
paint?
word.
Oh, I feel like it's gold, like gem.
last year was better.
Gold. It's like a gold gem.
Yeah, it's like a gold I'm not calling it a solution. What do I call it? I don't know. Anyway, gold,
gold.
filling.
Filling. That's good.
Okay.
Gold filling.
So they put it back together with gold filling, and they intentionally break the pottery, the ceramics, so that they can put it back together and have it like be basically seamed with gold. And the idea is that there's beauty in brokenness, and that sometimes what comes out of brokenness is even more beautiful than what you started with. And so I feel like through my journey of losing my foot and part of my leg, and on this new path of my life ahead, it's a great reminder and a great kind of art form that speaks to me of like all of the beauty that we can find within brokenness.
Yeah. I mean, you nailed that.
Yeah, we had a little hiccup around gold filling, but
It's fine. We can edit that out. No, that's I you said that so eloquently. I think the reason I love that word so much is every single human being on this planet, regardless of who you are, what you do, what's happened to you, has experienced some brokenness, right? And so it's just such an inspiring thing to think like the brokenness is part of me and that's beautiful.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ali, thank you so much for coming back on.
Thank you for
This
having
was so much
me.
fun
I'm
in
so
person.
glad this worked out. Yes.
I'm getting hyped for my run now.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna go hit the streets.
I do walk runs, so I'm gonna have to like really to be able to talk to you and run. I'm gonna fake it till I make
We
it.
flip the script. I'm gonna interview you on the run.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.